What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Batty Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday once again, the first Friday of February. And so far, we've managed to hit every Friday of the year, something I'm pretty happy about. I want to keep it going, I want to keep it running, I just want to do it, okay? Every Friday in the whole year. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to try to make it happen, all right? Anyway, today, I'm here to talk about a book I just started reading recently, and I got this book recommended to me from Jay Schlatt of all people. Now, you guys know my feelings about Jay Schlatt. I don't really like him anymore, but I used to watch a lot of his Weekly Slap, and one video he did on there was a book video about the book called Atomic Habits, and this book is basically about how in order to achieve things, in order to realize your potential, you have to continue to do small things every single day and build up these atomic, meaning small, habits. And a habit is just something you do automatically in a response to something. And, I'm reading through this book, and I remember Jay Schlatt's video talks about a metaphor the book uses for overnight successes, right? Everyone thinks, oh, it was an overnight success. Like, he just managed to get this big break and he made it happen. But that's not really how it works. Usually that big break is from the result of years of effort, right? And the book uses this metaphor of an ice cube heating up in a room. And the room starts at 25 degrees. And all the way from 25 to 31 degrees, the ice cube is still there, right? You're heating up this room, but the ice cube is still there. It's just standing, never moving. But as soon as the room heats up to 32 degrees, boom, the ice cube melts and everyone goes, wow, overnight success. And I always thought that was like a pretty clever metaphor, just based on the video, based on the way Jay Schlatt describes it. And I'm reading this book on the first day. And this metaphor is on page 20. And, you could say Jay Schlatt picked this metaphor because, it's really good. I think it's a good metaphor too. But I'm leaning more towards the fact that he chose to use it because he didn't read through the book at all and he just read like the first chapter or whatever. And I think that's really funny. Never meet your heroes, kids. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, I wanted to talk about YouTube. How original. Batty Shogun talking about YouTube on Batty Talks. I never heard of that one before. But yeah, I wanted to talk about YouTube today. And you guys know I watch a lot of YouTube. Too much, in fact. I'm not on social media anymore, so a lot of the time I'll be on YouTube, which isn't better in any way. It's a little better, but it's not significantly better. I have no right to think that I'm better than the people using social media, right? But from the perspective of a creator, you can't help but compare yourself to those that you're watching. And there's usually two sides to this. One side is extraordinary envy, because some people can just do something that you could give me a million years to do it and I would never be able to accomplish a video like theirs. I was just watching this one CS2 video from this guy named Doza, and just like, there are some effects in there and some things, like, I have no idea how you would even begin to make that. And it's one of those things where it's like, the more you learn about something, the more you know how hard it is to do it. And I'm sort of like ankle deep or knee deep into this YouTube thing, so when I see something very impressive, I'm like, holy cow. And it makes me very jealous that they are able to do that, but not as jealous as whenever I'll see a video do very well and it's just terrible. It's just a terrible video, for lack of a better term. It just sucks. Like, it's not a good video, but the video does well, and that it pisses me off, but like, I can't be mad about it. pisses me off, but I can't be mad about it, right? You know, I'll be watching the video and I'll just be like, why would you do that? Why would you put that there? Why would you think that's a good idea? Why do people like this? Why are people saying this is good? And I think that's just a byproduct of what I have yet to achieve. But that's all the time I've got for you today. I would like to thank you so very much for tuning in to this episode of Batty Talks. Be sure to send me a question at battytalks@gmail.com. And for now, this is Batty Shogun, signing off.